Hey folks, Carl here and welcome to episode 3 of the Revell Star Wars little kits. So we finished the TIE Fighter, or TIE Advanced, whatever you want to call it. Darth Vader's ship basically. So we finished that and we are now moving on to the Millennium Falcon. So before I start this video, I've gone ahead and I have painted, oh it's a bit shiny, the cockpit. Let's zoom in. Gone ahead and painted the cockpit. Painted that with the normal brush, some paint, and the same for the windows for the turrets. The colour I've used is XF55 deck tan, so I'll be using this to actually spray the ship as well. Now this is all ready for spraying the side pods, so I'm going to pause the video, get prepped, set up, ready for paint. So talk to you shortly. I'll probably just record the spraying but fast forward through it, so talk to you shortly. Hey folks, we're back, and as you can see we are now painted. The colour we've used is deck tan. We've not gone for anything specific Millennium Falcon colour. I've just used the colours I've got on the shelf, so pretty good coverage. Now I've gone and put on the canopy that was painted by hand, and you can see a very slight difference in colour because obviously this is thicker and it wasn't painted over black. So the next step is going to be, according to the book, is to get these decals on. Now you can see there's decals for the windows, which are here, again painted by hand, and for the canopy itself. So I've already hand painted this, so we don't need those. And the plan is, before I gloss coat this, instead of trying to get these decals on, I am going to paint by hand. So we have a red, this is XF7 flat red, and we have, zoom out a little bit, we have the decal instructions for top and bottom. So I am going to go ahead and paint these in by hand, and once that's done I shall come back and show you exactly what it is that we've painted. So talk to you shortly. Hey folks, so painting is now complete on the Falcon. I've got the base there ready. So here is where we are at. If we can get the colour to dim down a bit, okay, let's zoom in. There we go. So we've painted, it's like a very pale blue, a grey and a red, following the colour call out sheet. This is all painted in by hand, so it's not the neatest. We've also gone and put in the back engine. We've painted the bottom as well, and we've put the side pods in both sides and the rear engine, and push it together as best we can. There are some spots where it's a little bit, still a little bit of a gap. I may put a little dab of thin in, see if we can close those gaps up a bit, but it's a much better fit than the TIE Fighter was so far. So what's next? The next step is to add a couple of layers of gloss, and then we will do some sort of wash. Whether we'll go for the Nulna again, what that says, Nulna oil again, same as we did for the TIE Advanced, or if we'll go for a proper, get a bit of Starship filth on there. We shall see. So that's where we're at. It's not looking too bad. Hopefully once we get a wash on, it'll bring out some more of the detail, but we shall see. So I shall be back shortly. Hey folks, so we are on to adding some pin wash to the Millennium Falcon. Now all I've done is I've taken some terps, put it into here, and mixed it with a little bit of Starship filth, so we get a consistency of, this is quite thin, I don't want it too thick. It's literally just going to be get my teeth in. This is literally just going to be for filling the holes. And I've done a little test spot on the bottom of the Falcon, just there, so you can see it. So literally all we are doing is brushing it over and then taking it off with a cotton bud. So I will just show you, we'll do this center spot here, we'll zoom in a little bit there. So taking most of it off the brush, and then we're literally just going around and filling the gaps like so. Put the brush to one side, get your cotton bud, and then just wipe the top surface off like so. So we are giving some definition to those lines. So I'm going to carry on, get this done, and when it's done and dried a little bit, we'll come back and take a look. Talk to you shortly. Okay folks, that is the bottom done. It's still a little bit wet, and what I've tried to do, as I've been wiping it away, let's zoom in a little bit, what I've tried to do is, with it still being a little bit wet, when you actually drag it with this, it actually puts streak lines on. So what I've tried to do is always work out towards the outside of the model. Now I don't think the camera's going to pick the streak lines up, maybe it will, but they are there very, very slightly, and I have overfilled these parts here, pointy stick here, 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 here. I sound like something from a Pixar film. And here, because obviously these are going to be a darker part of the model anyway, and we will be adding some dust effects once all of this stuff is dry. So for comparison, so that is the bottom that's had the Starship Filth pin wash compared to the side that hasn't. I mean, the difference is there. You can see it. I'll flip it back. It's a little bit darker. Obviously we're going to be adding some more effects to this once this is dry. You can see it most around the back here. If we flip that over, there. A lot more definition sticking out, or popping out, or however you want to phrase it. Obviously we've still got the sides to do. These are going to be filled quite heavily, the same as these. We're probably allowed to dry before we wipe anything away. So I shall let this dry for an hour or so, and then we'll do the top and the sides, and we'll come back and we'll take a look. Talk to you shortly. Hey folks, so the Falcon build. Let me just get some of this. As you can see, we're getting on with Jag Tiger build. So the Falcon is almost done. So here he is. Let me just turn this light on. There we go. It's a little bit better. Zoom in a little bit so you can take a look. Now all it needs doing on here now is a matte coat once all of this is dry. Let me take this off the base and we'll go through exactly what it is that we've done. So you saw me putting on the diluted Starship Filth, thinned down with a little bit of thinners. So what else have we used? We've gone and used another oil, which was burnt sienna. Now for this was used for making the slightly rusted streak marks. It was applied using a small brush, something like this one, and it was literally a dot put into place right at the top. The brush was dried and cleaned and left dry, and then it was literally just a matter of wiping that dot down, cleaning the brush, wiping it down, taking most of it away, so it literally just leaves a streak. And as you can see, we repeated it here, a very small amount here, and on the other side we did the same there, and we put a little bit on the neck to the cockpit, and we repeated again on the bottom. We've put some in here, here. I don't think we put that much on. I actually did it going from this way out. No, I didn't. I did it from that way down, because obviously water, when it's sitting that way, is going to run this way on camera. So that's how we did the rust marks. So what else did we use? We have used some Humbrol powder, which is this one, which you could use just black chalk if you wanted to and scrape some off. And this was used for inside these parts here, and obviously in these exhaust vents here, and again repeated underneath. Now to get the streak, I literally just loaded up with the powder and this stuff. I dipped a stubby brush in, which was this one, which is just an old brush that's been cut off. As you can see, there's still some powder in there, and it was literally just dab it into the pot, tap the pot off so you haven't got so much on it, because this stuff gets everywhere, and then just literally dabbing it and filling up where you want it to be inside here, and then getting the big brush, this one, and literally touching it onto the model and just dragging it outwards to give us that smoked, streaked effect over the model. Now I did do it here as well, very, very gently, just to get that little bit of movement around the edges of those, and then we repeated it again on the bottom. I then went round with a final little touch of Citadel shade non-oil wash around this part in here, because the oil we put in didn't go that dark inside there and inside these. Just a tiniest little dabs on top of the non-oil. So there we have it. So all we have left to do now, because this is obviously still, it's dry to the touch, but if I was to apply any sort of lacquer or anything like that, it would probably make a mess of it. And of course the base needs a bit of touching up as well. So I'm going to call this video done here. That is my Revell. It's not turned out too bad. It's turned out much nicer than the Thai Advance did. But mind you, I spent a little bit more time on this one because it's the Millennium Falcon and it's the law, basically. So I hope you've liked the build. Leave any comments, any criticisms, let me know. If I've done something wrong, let me know. I won't learn anything if you don't tell me what I'm doing wrong. We did get a little split in the back of here from the thinners. As it's gone inside of the model, it's actually attacked this back bit of plastic, cracked it right there. But I'm not going to do anything with that, I'm just going to leave it as it is. So, as always, thank you very, very much for watching. And as always, keep making models, be good, be safe, and we'll catch you next time. Ta-ta.